All right, what's going on, everyone? These are some of your friendly neighborhood fanboys in a little bit different of a setup today, and we're here to talk about Grand Theft Auto 6.
Ooh.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Wow. How long have we been waiting for this thing to finally poke its
Literally
head?
a decade.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think since 5 came out, people are like, when's 6 coming out?
Has it actually been 10 years of 5?
2013.
Jeez. That's crazy. And that game's still thriving, too.
Yeah.
But guess what? New kid on the block. It's coming out. First off, like, I think we should
The guy
start
who
off
leaked
with...
the trailer yesterday is no longer with us. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I love that clip of the Life Invader mission from 5 where he picks up the cell phone and explodes in his head.
Hello?
It was like the guy who leaked the trailer.
Well, honestly, like, I think before we even get into our general thoughts on the trailer, I think that's a good segue. It's a good point to kind of bring up. Like, how did you guys feel about how it got leaked in the first place?
Well, I'll tell you what, we were actually prepping for the reaction for this morning, yesterday, and all of a sudden Dan was like, I think the trailer just got leaked, so we literally had to like drive home and Ben was
we were literally in the mall,
an
all three of us, looking for actually set deck for this kind of ghetto set we have going on right now.
Which, for anyone actually watching, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, it's under construction, but the next time we're back, this set is going to be in full effect here.
Yeah,
hopefully. Anyway, but I think what you have to do first, just to help us out, is like this video, because it really, really does help us out, and subscribe to the channel if you're here on YouTube. Or follow us on Spotify or Apple or Google, whatever podcast provider
wherever you
have.
get those.
We really, really do appreciate it. And with that being said, I think this leaker should just stop doing what he's doing. Because, like, not only does it affect, it affects us and it affects hype levels overall. I'm not saying it's not, all of a sudden nullified, because it's not at all. It's still getting extreme amounts of hype and, breaking records and view counts. But the entire team at Rockstar has been waiting so long to have this release, and they book the time off, they prepare, everyone's getting ready for 9 a.m. Eastern, and then all of a sudden,
they literally have
asshole is like, nah, I'm just gonna pop it out. Give the people what they want. It's like, no, because then it literally forced them just to be like, well, someone leaked it, so here's a tweet with our link. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you have hundreds of employees that are working at Rockstar for the past, decade, putting their heart and soul into this project. And it's like, 10 years later to have this kind of, it was supposed to be kind of like this, like, great, like, monumental kind of, teaser trailer drop, which it still is. Don't get me wrong. Still definitely has that effect. But I mean, I feel bad for all of the people that were involved in actually making the game. Right. And are still developing the game. Right. It kind of sucks for them. And also just like everyone else on the other end, like, us included, like all the people that are, make their livelihood, make their living being able to cover the content like this. I mean, it's like, we were kind of unprepared for, but we were booking it for today. Right. Think of how many other people that are like, okay, the trailer is coming out at this time, like maybe booking time off work, like rescheduling around family stuff, anything that, could potentially be going on. And it got leaked anyway. So
it's just like, what's the point of doing that? What joy do you get?
You're
for
not
internet cred?
savior.
Like, what is the... I
Yeah.
leaked it a couple hours before it was supposed to release. Wow.
Nice. I hope you're an employee and you get fired forever. Anyway.
Thanks, John.
It is unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate. But with that being said, the trailer itself, although it's just a story trailer, a little like teaser, phenomenal.
Looks like amazing.
Yeah, graphically, alone, I think I cut most of it out in the short, but if you go listen to our full reaction of it, it's just us being like, this looks amazing. Yeah. That's what we always say.
Was it game engine stuff, or was it just a cinematic that they created? That's one thing I didn't
knowing
look into.
Rockstar, it's probably all game engine.
Which is insane.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, even GTA 5 still looks good by today's standards, right?
Yeah,
and this is, what I actually found interesting is for the past few years, I think ever since 4, I would say, the Grand Theft Auto games, they have a very, and with the Red Dead's included, but they have a very distinct style on how they model like their characters, how they model their environments and all of the textures and stuff. So when I first looked at the GTA 6 trailer, I was like, I didn't really know what to expect graphically. And at first I was kind of watching, I was like, I don't know, like it kind of just looks sort of like 5, just like slightly up-resed. But then as I watched it a little bit more and more, I started to realize like, no, Rockstar definitely has a distinctive style on how they do their modeling. Because there have been other games that have come out even the past couple of years. Like the one that comes to my head is like, I don't know if you guys have seen like Baldur's Gate 3 or whatever, like gameplay of that. Like those models look like phenomenal, but like in a different way than the Rockstar game does, right?
Yeah.
After watching the trailer a couple more times, I was like, oh my God, this looks incredible.
It's like
it is game engine, by the way.
Game engine,
yeah.
So like I think I know what you mean. It's like their style is still realism, but it's just ever so slightly kind of like up on the fantasy scale.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes,
like
yes.
all like, you know, body proportions are like amped, and like facial structures are like a little smooth.
Yeah.
And like there's always something to kind of kick it up and like give it that almost like, I don't want to say goofy, because like they do take
unreal
themselves seriously,
feel.
but yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
they're not
for
going
lack of
for
better word.
complete realism,
No.
right? Which I really like.
No,
it took me
I
a
love
couple
it.
watches to actually kind of get that, but after kind of watching a couple times, I was like, no, this looks incredible.
Yeah.
It's one of the best things I've ever seen graphically, and even just like the different things was like there was like news footage in there. There was like a phone video of like that that Florida lady and like her
it looks
gown
real.
sitting up. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, right?
Florida.
Yeah, it looks great. No, serious. Like,
No, I know.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like the lady in like her gown that's like on like her lawn with like a gun telling people like get off my lawn or whatever, or like just little tiny stylistic things like that just kind of like is like upping it, right?
There's some cool things in there too that we'll go over from this document. Where they showed in the trailer where you wouldn't really think of it as anything, but you can tell they dropped some hints of like, hey, here's some new additions to the game. So like it wasn't just a story trailer like, hey, look how beautiful it is. Like there's a lot of stuff in there that is actually informative. Obviously, yes, I know this is like no knowledge of what a trailer does, but it's cool that they didn't go like, hi, look at this thing.
Yeah,
it was kind
wow.
of integrated within the trailer.
For sure.
100%.
So let's go over one of the like the main things then that we kind of know about the game. And you know what? We're kind of hypocritical because we're reading off a sheet of like prior leaks but you know they're leaks they're leaks that like you just tend to hear from like from the industry and like chatter, and sometimes they're even released by the company itself just to kind of like, you know,
get people prepared.
Get people like talking a little bit. But with that being said, these were all unconfirmed before this trailer, so some of these could still be wrong. Some of them could be right. Just keep that in mind going forward. If you don't want the potential of any leaks or any information whatsoever, just skip this part entirely. But let's start off with maybe the playable characters.
So I guess our protagonists are Lucia, I think is how they pronounced her name in the trailer, and Jason, which is going to be like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of storyline, which is what the producers have been talking about.
Amazing.
So Lucia is a possibly a hacker according to the tools that she carries, and then Jason is in a relationship with her, and that's all he has.
That's good.
Yeah. So
there wasn't a whole lot in the actual trailer about that. There was like a few things that were sprinkled here and there, and then that final shot of like those two robbing the whatever it was, convenience store or whatever it was. But yeah, it's never really, if they're in a relationship and it's a Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing, that'll be really, I think, the first time we've ever gotten that in a GTA game. You know what I mean? They started messing around with like, you know, the multiple characters in 5. But I mean, something like this, like having 2 main characters that are in a relationship that you could potentially be going back and forth playing, that's an interesting concept that I don't think we've had in a Grand Theft Auto game before.
And I mean, I think it'll be interesting, like, correct me if I'm wrong, this will be the first time being able to play as a lady in a GTA game as like a main character. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So
yeah. Well, yeah. Think about it, right? Because when
I guess not, eh?
I'm trying to think back.
That's crazy.
Like, even like the first like 2, like the overhead ones. And it was always a guy.
That's true. That's crazy, actually. Wow.
Yeah, so
that's wild.
Yeah, that'll be be interesting. I'm sure some people will have some things to say about that, but I mean, I think it'll be cool.
I mean, like,
I think it's about time.
It's about time. I was literally just about to say.
It's
been so long.
Yeah.
What else we got?
So there were some things before all that stuff that I thought would be pretty cool to talk about, and this is on the technical end. So like lighting and skybox systems from Red Dead Redemption are present in this one, so naturally it'll be beautiful.
Which that game looks insane.
It's one of the best looking games to date still.
100%.
I remember when I first built my PC like 2 years ago, and I got it for free, like from like a graphics card or something like that. And I just booted it up for the first time, and it's like one of those first missions where like you're treading through the snow on horseback.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the best looking thing I've ever seen.
Oh, it's amazing.
Snow physics, like, you know, just reflections off the little like crystalline piece of snow and stuff. I'm like, what is this?
And it's like, but it's everything too in that game as well, right? It's like the snow areas look amazing, like you like the desert areas like look amazing. The towns look great. The swamps are like lighting, everything is just everything's like, amazing, dude.
Yeah, I think that's been rumored for a long time, how like they were using that new and improved engine from Red Dead 2 for this game, and it makes total, like, why wouldn't they, obviously? So like, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, like a couple other things on here as well is just like the like adaptive like clothing and all that kind of stuff will be present as well, which I think is amazing. Which I know is not a new thing, but I think it'll just add to the realism and like the not involvement in the game, but just the immersion in the game. So that would be pretty cool. There's just a list of tools here as well, which is pretty cool, of stuff you'll get to use. You'll have the classic baseball bat, rocket launcher, all that kind of stuff. There's an entire golf bag you get to use. The driver, the putter, the iron, the golf wedge. So, you know, carve out somebody's skull if you'd like to.
Wedge Antilles.
Yeah, the USB drive. There's stuff like that. So maybe there's a lot more different routes you can do to...
That's going to be interesting.
Like to complete missions and stuff like that. Yeah. So
that's really what I'm curious about, is like the hacking aspect, because like the only thing that really kind of comes close to that in like a big open world game would be Watch Dogs, which was like pretty highly anticipated. Like it has a pretty like decent following now, but when it first dropped, it was kind of like, you know, no one was really like loving it like they were supposed to, and it was basically GTA with hacking. So I'm curious to see now the actual property does with that.
So because of your curiosity, there's also a tool that says the immobilizer bypass. So hacking the immobilizer using the PDA by matching the code for luxury vehicles.
Ooh, interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That'll be interesting.
And are this particular point in the document that you're reading, is this kind of like confirmed? Or like, is this a speculation?
None of these icons are from the leaks. Oh, maybe that's just like the actual pictures and somebody just put it.
I believe this was either like a leak or like a data mine of some.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Interesting.
But
that'd be cool.
Again, all unconfirmed.
Yeah.
But
there's a spear gun.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
Oh my god. Like Thunderball roleplay.
Oh, that'd be sick. I mean, it's Vice City, right? It's like you're right in the water.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Just go harpoon a shark like Moby Dick and just reel him onto the beach, right?
You can harpoon a guy's dick.
Or sorry.
Nothing
Sorry,
like a little fresh
anyone,
harpoon.
the fan of literature. Moby Dick is the whale. Jaws is the shark. Harpoon both of them.
Crazy. So then we also have open world activities. You can play dice, golf, fishing, racing. There's robberies, deliveries, van shipments. Enterable buildings.
When I play GTA games, I only do the legal activities.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? Like the van
be an
deliveries
upstanding
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Meanwhile, we cracked open 5 last night, and just like,
oh boy,
Reese has never really played a lot. I would say, and he was just like, we were all just crying, laughing, because like there was this one point where we stole this ATV and we're just like running people over on the beach, which sounds absolutely horrendous to say out loud, but like. Listen, we all know what GTA is. Okay?
Don't high road us.
Don't
high road us. You do the same thing.
100%. And you know what? I'm excited to do that again in this game.
Excited to visit the beach.
Don't get me wrong. That was totally sarcastic what I said. I don't do any legal activities in GTA.
Got the cheats going as well. The invincibility.
I mean, everything's super
Stormed
jump.
an army base.
Explosive punches.
Oh, yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. I like super jump. Classic super jump.
But so just going back to that for a sec too, like having enterable buildings is like massive.
Yeah.
Because like the only places you could really enter before were like the hospital, ammunition.
Even in 5, there weren't too many buildings you could actually go into, right?
That's literally and like you had like the 3 protagonists' houses that you could go into, and that was pretty much it, for the exception of like a few story buildings, like the meth house and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be interesting. Like, obviously, I'm sure all of them won't be, but it'll be cool to have a little more variety in being able to, like, actually, like, peek your head into stuff.
And one of the points here says, too, like, that's one of the big features that they're promoting is the number of enterable buildings. And I guess they say it'll be directly linked with theft and robbery, which is some of the main elements of the core of the game. So we got like the Malibu Club, Pawn Shop, Jack of Hearts Strip Club, supermarkets, bars, restaurants, apartments, and laundry. Thank God, that'd be a big one. Yeah,
start laundromat.
Yeah, start a washing machine. Hell yeah,
that's incredible.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We've come far enough in the technology, I think, that it's like now Rockstar can really, there have been a couple of like even Red Dead, like you could walk into like a lot of buildings in Red Dead, or a lot of like they're like, but then, granted they were like little shacks, right? Yeah, like
they're 4 polygons.
Yeah, literally. I think that'll be cool. And like, here's the thing, anything is possible now that like something like as big a game as Spider-Man 2, for example, has just come out and shown, technical feats on console. Like even the locked 60 mode in that game looks incredible, lighting wise, texture wise, like whatever, right? And there's so many dynamics happening throughout the day, even to a point where like there's no enterable buildings, but people will actually walk out of buildings as you're like going down the street and stuff. So like there's just that extra little bit of like dynamacy that really makes the world feel lived in. So like that's the greatest example of what I think we can expect just on a GTA absurd level.
And I also have a feeling that they're going to take what we have seen, but they're going to find a way to innovate it and like amplify it, because Rockstar for however long, like 20 years at this point, like Rockstar is known for pushing the envelope with open world sandbox games, right? So I don't think, I have a feeling they're not really going to be playing catch up technologically speaking with everything that's out right now. I think we're going to see some innovation, which is exciting.
Absolutely. There's a lot of stuff on here, so we're not going to cover everything, but there are some fun things. There's a lot of animals listed. We got a crayfish, thank God.
Oh, yes.
So you'll be able to see a lot of wildlife around.
They're probably going to have peyote trips again, where you can become the animals. Remember that from 5?
Oh, yeah. You
can fly around as a dove or a shark.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new mechanics and new additions. So
sure.
Just some things to point out, like you can walk well and cover, ability to go prone, covering your face with weapons or bats so you can like cover yourself while under fire. Ability to switch shoulders while aiming. That'll be interesting. Buddy ping, buddy comms, shooting from car window will be different, I guess.
It's gonna be interesting to go back to this when the game comes out, like refer back to what we're talking about right now. Be like, how many of those were actually like implemented?
But you know what though? It's like I feel like they're all just logical kind of like next gen steps for this, because like I don't know about you, when you go back and play an older game, like even if you're used to the controls, like yesterday for example, playing GTA 5, we just cracked it open because we're like, why not? It's interesting going and seeing like how archaic some controls are, and you really never realize that they are until you play the next version of that game.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like playing even something like going from Battlefield 1 to like 2042, like there's you realize that like, okay, I understand why this is different now, and like it just feels way better in the new one compared to the old one.
Like,
it's
wow, I missed this game. It was so smooth. And you go back and you're like, it's still beautiful,
it's
but
still
like
great, but I'll never play it again. You know what I mean? So
like my favorite Grand Theft Auto game in the franchise is still 3.
Oh yeah, 3's classic. I love 4 personally.
Going back to I love 4 too. Yeah. They're all good. But 3, I mean, like there are some missions that I go back to now, and I'm like, this is impossible. How is this game designed to be beat?
Yeah,
So like, because the combat was so archaic and terrible in those earlier games. Even San Andreas, they innovated a little bit, but like there were some missions that were like borderline impossible.
And I feel like just based on what we're hearing a little bit from these little leaks or whatever the hell they are, kind of signify to me that it's going to be like a ground up rework of combat, and it might even play more like a shooter in a sense, where like the controls will be a little more uniform and like up to the standard of modern games.
That'd be great.
Because like I'll tell you what, tapping X to sprint yesterday, I was like, how the hell did we used to do this growing up?
Yeah.
And like, yes, it's like, kind of an iconic control in a way, but also at the same time, it feels super dated. I'm like, my thumb is sore.
I think we moved past it. You know what I mean?
I think it's time to move past it. And also the shooting mechanics too kind of need a little bit of a boost. So it seems like they're testing all that stuff, and if it's anything like Red Dead, I think we'll be in a good place.
Did Red Dead? Did you have to tap to sprint?
I don't remember.
I can't think off the top of my head.
And I'm not just saying tap to sprint. Like, if that's something they want to include because of, it being iconic or whatever the reasoning is, then whatever. But
they should
everything else should be tightened up.
What they should do, though, if they're going to do that, they should add a feature in the menu. Be like, okay, instead of doing that, you could do that if you want to tap the sprint, if you're trying to feel nostalgic. But if you don't want to do that, just click the sprint.
Yeah. Click the sprint, or just have it like,
auto sprint,
or clicking the left thumbstick. Like, have it as like just a regular game. You know what I mean?
For sure. That's what I mean. Like a click to sprint. Yeah.
100%.
Anyway, what else we got?
Yeah.
So there's some new gameplay systems, money laundering, and then there's purchasable businesses linked with the laundering. So I guess you can buy businesses to clean money. That's pretty cool. Robberies, obviously. Hacking, big one. And then you can command your partner during a robbery. There's now also a witness system and police recognition. So if you do get arrested, they'll actually have full descriptions of you, and people will be able to like recognize you more, which is pretty great. It's pretty detailed.
That'd be nuts.
I think that one's pretty much confirmed.
Is it?
Based on something I read yesterday. Okay. Yeah.
Sweet. Got improved AI system. I mean, I guess that's just more or better interactions, more accurate interactions for the most part. You can now surrender to the police during a robbery. You can buy gumballs from gumball machines.
That is the one feature I'm looking forward to the most. I've been waiting for it to get released. Yeah.
Call it gumbo.
Yeah. So basically, for the most part, it's just like, like we were saying, it's like there's small little, like, additions to the systems that are already kind of there, right? Which is gonna be wild.
100%.
It's probably gonna be the greatest sandbox game ever made thus far. You know what I mean?
And they'll stretch it another decade for sure.
Oh, that's another thing I was gonna mention too that I'm really excited about, is because GTA 5 has a really huge online community.
Oh yeah,
it's big online community to this day, and also a lot of people are into the RP servers, like the role playing servers, like that had kind of like. Has been like booming lately. So it's going to be interesting to see. I really hope that they're getting the online ready at the same time as the single player, because I believe with 5, Grand Theft Auto Online was it was like it was delayed, right? Was it not? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I think it was very like a very basic version of what it is today. I'm pretty sure it was like basically just the campaign with like a few other things thrown in and generic character and.
But I mean, so they've been running the. I haven't played Grand Theft Auto like GTA 5 in a really long time, so I haven't played like online in like years and years and years. I wasn't a huge fan of it because like it's kind of really tedious playing it online. But yeah, I would imagine they've ironed out a lot of the kinks now. So it's like going into Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm hoping that the online is going to be a kind of like retooled, revamped, like, like version that kind of comes out at the same time.
Yeah. I think we were like the era of, we just liked picking up the single player version of it and just experiencing the story and just dicking around.
Yeah.
Like I was never into just like, okay, I'm going to extend this journey and build a collection of 50 cars online and like up my rank. Like I was never into that. I was just like, no, I'm satisfied with the core game, and like, that's why I'm here.
But there's a lot of people that are into that, right?
No, for sure.
And a lot of people that are still going, right?
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Attention detail: raccoons will be rummaging through trash. Like, who gives a fuck?
But no, I think just to kind of wrap up, like, kind of final thoughts on the actual trailer itself. Like, what else did you guys think? What kind of impression did the trailer leave on you?
My biggest takeaway from that was just like the atmosphere that it brought. It's like you're in that like Miami kind of like everybody's just there getting fucked up and having a good time. And like, I don't know, as much as GTA has always been about doing whatever you want, like it really seemed like you can literally do whatever you want, have a good time.
Anything.
And just like the visual style of it, like we were talking about earlier, like GTA has always had that unique, like almost real kind of look. And it just felt cool. Like it pumped me up. I was like, wow, these are some serious visuals. I'm excited to jump in. Like the nightlife stuff looks sweet. Yeah. Kind of reminded me of like that cyberpunk era when, I was actually pumped for cyberpunk and it didn't come out and looked like it was built by my cat. Anyways. So, anyways, no, I don't know. I just think it looks sweet.
Built by my
developed by my pet.
Yeah. Johnny himself. Anyways, how about you guys?
Yeah, I thought it looked phenomenal. My biggest thing, I think, was like, because obviously, like, in 5 there were like different biomes, right? Like you would go in like the main part of Los Santos, and it's like all the city and stuff like that, but then you also had like the beach areas, but then there's the entire other, like, past the mountain range of like forested areas, and then like the entire like desert scapes where like Trevor is and stuff. So I feel like from the trailer what I got was that those are going to be present as well, considering this is like, obviously Rockstar's version of, amped up Florida. So, you see those like the hovercrafts in the swamps and like, you know, like incredible lighting there, and then you like hop over and you get all the beaches, you get all those like,
I'm pretty sure the playable area is way bigger than GTA 5 too, right? So
which is insane because that map's already massive. So yeah, I'm excited just for like the dynamic environments and weather and lighting personally, because I'm just excited to see like that next gen step.
100%.
For the game.
I agree with everything you guys said. The main impression that I got is, well, it made me really excited for the story, because generally speaking, I do really love the story in the Grand Theft Auto games. Right. Well, like San Andreas 4 or 5. Yeah. We'll say that. The other ones are like, like the other story wise or whatever. But the main impression that I got from the trailer is like the world feels very lived in. There's a lot of shit going on. It's Florida pretty accurately represented from what I have seen my time being in Florida. No, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm talking like environmentally, like, you know what I mean? Like just like the way they modeled all the environment stuff.
Nice cover.
I'm just saying it's what I'm trying to say is it looks like they're accurately remodeled like kind of like that Florida landscape. But like just like there's chaos, like, right? It's like a lot more chaotic. They got that kind of like you said, that Rockstar kind of like, everything's just like times 100 on crack like all the time. I also thought that there was just like a great inclusion of all like a mix of the cultures that are really dominant in Florida. You know what I mean? Like, you had like a lot of ethnic groups in the area in that trailer even that were being represented, which I think is really cool. And it just kind of adds to that idea of like, no, this world is grounded in like the realism. Obviously it's Rockstar, right? But like it's grounded in the realism. They were, I wouldn't be surprised that the entire development team has been living in Florida the entire time making this. You know what I mean? The design team is going in there.
Feeling
No, but like for real though, like you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like I just like the world feels lived in. It feels kind of chaotic. It makes me really excited to just be in the world that they created and to experience the story. So yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for it.
Yeah. If you're pumped, let us know in the comments. Check out a reaction to the initial trailer from the surprise drop last night if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, and if you're listening on something like Spotify or iTunes, we'd appreciate if you would follow us there. We have a few more followers this year after seeing our metrics, at least on Spotify, so thank you for that support.
We appreciate you.
We will be back more consistently now, every 2 weeks, every Tuesday to be specific.
Yep.
So keep an eye out for that, and thank you for stopping by.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you, and we will see you all soon.